An update. Alright, welcome to Toge Southwest. This is Series 2, Episode 20. This is the last episode of the Series W. I don't know why I put a W in. Anyways, today's date is 6/19/2025. I normally repost these videos on as a series over on TougeSW. I'm normally live on Twitch every Thursday night with 10 o'clock night. Went a little longer than usual, but that expected sometimes. So I also repost these videos on YouTube, and you'll see the raw videos whatever I post the day of the events that I normally go to. So next, oh, excuse me, I am still a little under the weather. So who am I? I am the Wandering Raven. I am the host of Toge Southwest, and I'm a cancer survivor, born and raised here in Las Vegas. I drift, I hack, I play video games is the best thing I put down. So you'll see me playing video games on Twitch at night. During the day, I work IT slash cyber, do a lot of IT stuff. So I hack pretty much during the day for my job. So pretty much where I get the hack from. And I drift cars. I've been doing it since 2010. Because where it leads into what is Toge Southwest. Southwest started as a project when I moved back in 2011. Short story going short, whatever. I can't think of it right. But anyways, Toge Southwest was fired by Toge Northwest. Back in 2010, I moved up to Oregon for a year, and I joined um this community and whatnot called Toge Northwest. It changed my life in automotive industry, and it really gave me some really inspirations. I learned how to drift. I learned um, better better understanding about different cars, imports, domestics, and different things like that. Um, Toge, Toge meaning mountain pass in Japan. So, so it's actually been adapted here. I wanted to do the same thing when I was actually. So, long story short, I did it. I was pushed out of Oregon in 2011. I was basically held against my will, held against. My life was threatened. My career was also being threatened at the same time. So I was forced back to Vegas. So I decided to take the inspiration from Toge Northwest as they were dissolving at the time as well. For some odd reason, I don't even know, because I never got to see their drama that was happening behind the scenes. But I took the idea for Toge Southwest, and I wanted to rebuild the community here. Vegas is definitely a different community altogether. I can't say they're like the nicest people here. It's just a different. Um, just think like early day Fast and the Furious, and nowadays it's more like freaking car takeovers. It's so stupid. But it's like I tried to do it here, didn't work that well. It ended up I started turning it into more like a car blog and event showing. So I had a lot of my own drift events that I was posting. I didn't start doing this talk shows until basically last year, mainly because my mom passed away about 5 years ago, and I needed something to help motivate myself again. So I brought this back as not just like e-log or e-log or anything of sorts. I wanted to bring this more into a full-on talk show, podcast kind of thing, and something to motivate me, give me courage once again. You know, help me fight that feeling that I was getting because I was coping with my loss, not trying to fill a void, but creating something new. that's what I'm doing here. So that's how Toge Southwest being shaped into moving forward and fun stuff. So let's go. Of course, we have to start with the drift car vlog update because that is what I do. So the best way to put that is file transfer. Stop. Second, bring up a yep. Oh my. Yep. All right. Don't need to show a video on this unless you all want to see the video, but here's what I'm doing. Actually, hold on, this still this is my alternator wire. I had to redo it. Just when I spliced it like 3, 4 years ago, because um, because here's what happened. A couple years ago, I installed a V6 motor that was supposed to be a direct fit because I had a different V6 motor in it, but it was supposed to be a direct fit. It kind of was. But the original motor had the alternator on this side, while the other motor had it on this side. And this car has it on this side. So this is that same wire. What happened was I had this wire on this side by accident. I didn't realize it. I thought it was a 10 gauge wire, but it's not. This is the 10 gauge wire. This is an 8 gauge wire. The original stock was 8 gauge, 10 gauge. So I hooked up the 10 gauge where it should be. Actually, continuity, getting it. Same goes with this 8 gauge one as well. The power and ground 8 gauge. At least that's what it's rated for. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm redoing the wiring because the wiring's kind of a mess. Big time. So I'm rerouting this wire here for the pump for my water to air intercooler. So this is, and the pump for it, I'm going to reroute it over here. I don't, you're looking the way it is. So I need a, was going to reroute the wires there. That's what I was working on today. Yeah. Taking this alternator wire, I'm going to re-hook it back up here, but once I clean up the mess here, I actually found what's causing my only turn signal over here not work. I have it unplugged. And I had the plug plugged into the wrong spot. But it happens because it happens. There's too many of the same plugs are over here. This car was freaking designed. It's so stupid. But if I would have read the FSM and double check everything, but there's a problem. The body harness doesn't match the chassis harness. No, the chassis harness doesn't match the other harnesses and everything else. It's so weird. Because when I bought the car, it was 3 different friggin' models of. They put like 3 different versions of the car into one, so it's kind of a weird wiring mess once I got it. So that is what I'm working on. It is basically wire mess. Um, so I got so many different things going on here. So that's the drift car upgrade. Now, last Friday night I did go to a drift event. So I'm gonna throw that in here in a second once I find where I backed up all the files. that right. Okay. Drift, 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 drifting. Let's start with this. And go backwards. Alright, so I took some pictures. This is an S13 with an SR20. Will Poussin, really cool dude. Freaking excellent driver out there. We have a SN95 Ford Mustang GT. He was actually whipping it out there pretty good with that. Those cars are not easy to drift from, not off the box. So you guys really got to set up. It's kind of strange for, if you come from the Mustang world and you get into drifting. The only reason why you want to get into drifting with Mustangs because people from Formula Drift doing it a lot of times. Yeah, that Mustang's pretty cool. And got the Lexus over here. And you have this one over here. Really cool S13. Yeah, R20, 14, really cool. I love the heart right there. Like a little vent heart, I think for the turbo. Really cool. So, I like how this is set up. It's like, it's there, looks pretty much like almost stock in a way, and it has a wing in the back. Cool. BMWs. Shows a lot of people are taking BMWs these days and pretty much doing the drift missile out of them. Can't argue with the pink one though. Really can't do that. Believe it or not, I have a neighbor that lives right around the corner from my house. That's their car. I don't really say hi. I don't even know what they look like. I just see the car. They don't really say hi or anything. They are very, very reclusive people. So even when I'm out there, sure they see me all the time. It's always good to see like an old style RX-7s, FCs. I think that one's actually been no. That still had the Wankel in it. Wankel is pretty much what we call a Dorito motor. It's pretty much a triangle, a piston. Took more pictures of the cars out there. It was really really busy. People lining up pretty much, getting ready to go drifting. This is basically a Sylvia truck. There people still do this. Don't really see them often anymore, but they make a basically they take the hatch, they cut it, and make it a two-seater truck. Yeah, basically that's what they do. Then you have T35, also known in Japan, Skyline. Not Skyline GTR, but Skyline. Another Z RX-8. Those two were they were hammering it down. That's really cool. It's really cool to see these old RX-8s running. I can't believe I'm calling them old, man. I feel like it was yesterday they were just like doing that. And of course, just out of nowhere, there's a Lamborghini just sitting here. Never seen it drive though. Going to Lambo. Got the Gatsby Racing Taxi. Whatever was left of the car. They're pretty cool though. They're hamming it out there, having a great time. That was actually pink. I don't know why my phone took it like a little darker pink. CA24E motor in a Nissan truck. I also took pictures because they were doing a lot of art that they were trying to sell. And this one wrapped up. That thing is really shiny, but they were doing really cool on their event. All that's extra time. Those vets, dude, they were like stealing the night though. Uh, eh, socket boys. No, bucket boys. Okay, I'm done tonight. FT86, Toyota, one cam. That's an LS swapped, if I remember right. Like an LS V8 swapped. Definitely hardcore. Definitely ready to go. Go full professional. That's why they built it. So you're the one who got. Where's that saying iota? No, Toyota. So you're the one who took the Toyota plates. The Toyota. That's a Chaser. Tour Chaser. Right-hand drive. Imported. This one again. Okay. Guy does. You'll probably see him a lot on Instagram. Look up Will Poussin. You'll actually see that he does his own version of drifting news, which is really cool. Love seeing that stuff. And that's gave me an idea for my series 3 that I'm doing starting to do next week. Yeah, V8 LS powered freaking Miata. LS powered Miata. Crazy. It's a newer age turbo. Look at that big friggin' turbo, dude. Yo. Amazing. Wait. So they probably I weird mounted friggin' intercooler. Alright. That's rather cool. Didn't see that until now. Another. Don't see these often anymore. Used to see them all the time. S13s all there all the time. Now this is a funny yet fun one right here. Somebody actually created a Crown Vic drift machine. I guess there's a few others like this too. Basically, there's a Crown Vic converted um, inside. Crown Vics never come manual. They did the full manual swap inside. I don't know why they went 4x4. Maybe because they had smaller tires. But hell yeah, camber's a little different up front. Big wing on a Crown Vic. That is just something. I mean, probably it was getting down, so you can't go wrong with that. And the classic cop car, drift car. More pictures of early that day. More and more S13s, S14s. For Nissans, Sylvia front end, A turbo. Don't see that often. I've always liked when people do it like this. Like more of an aesthetic thing. They actually did it all on the side like that too. That's funny. Look, I have that same size turbo on my CA18. But the only difference is both watered and oil cooled. Okay. Lexus S3 SC430. No, the right hand. Oh, it's that same one that I was talking about earlier. Right hand drive. That's the right. Imported directly from Japan. Handles by a person with their real name called Blaze Pop. Uh, more BMWs, more Lexus, W's, 350s, RX-8, S14, 13, and we're back to my car. Okay. And start with this one. Hopefully it doesn't pick up sound. No, blasting music that'll actually not agree. If you don't know what a drift event is, this is Vegas Drift. This was happening last Sunday. Can't really zoom in, but this is pretty much it. Basically, they come out in the track, go around, they do the whole come in. It's like the main track. There's two other tracks. I try to point it out here. See, there's that Crown Vic. He was getting some seat time. I'm hoping that can be me next time. Since I'm really getting to the bottom of my issues. I'll get up to that in a minute. Oh, 11:30. Close down. So, yeah, that's a train right there. Good train. I miss like the old days. They would send out like 10 cars all at once. They would do the drift train. All those people are gone. Uh, all Nobody does it anymore. Only like famous people. Yeah, this was a night event, so it was a drone out. Uh, Definitely a night event. It was fun. I left a little early, but it ended at like at midnight. So like totally cutting it through. Here, get a good drift event right here. 350Z. Can technically do that right now with 9Z. Amazing. All right. So let's finish this up. Now that we know what drifting is, what I was doing at Vegas Drift. All right. Next, what's the next target? Next target on my drift car. So let's put this. So we're currently still working on the wiring. Um, Not building a new cluster. Actually, you know what? I decided that I'm gonna do something. We're gonna do an update. Full cluster from Black SO. Done. Not yet. I'm still gonna keep this format going for Series 3. I add something now. So fix alternator power issue. That is what I'm currently working on. And then next, going to be working on the power steering and reinstall thermostat, power steering cleanup. Well, technically, before I install it, it's going to be cleaned up. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on. I just haven't finished this yet. I've been trying to catch up last weekend, but it got really hot, so I'm gonna be closing now. I do this every Thursday night. Like I said, every series I only do 20 now, 20 episodes per series, so that way I can actually help basically cut it down between like certain builds or certain like walkthroughs or hacks or whatever. I can actually say reference see my series two. One of my series twos actually has that build and everything that I'm working through and showed you how it's done. And pretty much for organization for myself and for others. So if you go to TougeSW.com, you should be able to see the different series and the ones that I actually try to do like walkthroughs on, like live walkthroughs, and try to point out little things that people tend to miss. So basically, my series three, I'm gonna do what they call a bucket list because I'm 45. I've been through cancer already. Shit can happen. Cancer can return. I can get new cancer. World's scary, man. And life is too damn short. And so I'm gonna work on a bucket list because my plan is to get this car back up running. I want to do a trip, like a touring freaking America drifting at drifting events. And it doesn't matter if it's like little by little from going like California, Oregon, or Washington events, Idaho, Colorado events, stuff like that. New Mexico, Arizona. Every place has some freaking drift event that's forced and almost all the time. And when I was up in Oregon, I was able to see them because not only did I went to Madrid, Medford, and then I went to Portland, and then they hosted their own drift event for Toge Northwest. I want to do something similar. I just want to do like a whole bucket list like kind of thing, and just do something cool, and do some traveling in the meanwhile. Just get some tires, go for a weekend to an event somewhere, and just document that whole time. Um, let's say it's like somewhere in northern California. They're having an event like in a couple. You know what I'll do? I'll plan my time and go there, even though I have to just go. Water. Um, but yeah, that's the plan. That's the idea. That's what I want to do. Um, so that's the closing. Every Thursday night, I do this at 10 p.m. PST. You hang out and stream. You can always ask questions anytime. My DMs are always open for any car related thing, events, drifting, stuff like that. Um, I basically am trying to bring back whole S12 communities stuff as well. That's why I've been trying to scrape their old archives from archive.org because their current freaking database of everything is down. So I'm trying to grab all that, put that also in my events here so I can actually start pointing out what's going on, how you do this, how you do stuff. This is how people find things, and this is how I was able to determine things, stuff like that. I try to do fun stuff like that. So, if there's anybody out there that's lurking, wants to ask some questions, it's a good time to also Q&As. Um, but it's always open anytime. So anyways, I will be back tomorrow. Play more games probably. If not, I might actually do a hack like a subgenius thing that I still want to keep going. I've just been so burned out with work and computer stuff that it actually burns me out to keep going with that. But I'm trying I can. But anyways, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out, and you'll catch this episode on TougeSW.com. And we'll catch you later. Good night. Good night.